I didn't want to look at myself as being weak and saying, I'm done, right? I'm like, you got to keep going. You're making progress. If the first time I blew $30,000 in 3 months and the second time I blew it in 8 months, that means I'm getting better. That's progress. Sure, I lost the money, but it took almost 3 times as long to lose the money, right? So, and I'm also, there's indicators. You see the progress you're making. You see that you're getting better at trades. You're able to execute trades more rapidly. It's like bodybuilding. Yeah. You see the muscle mass is slowly coming on. Martial arts, you go from a white belt, yellow belt, you're going up, right? So you see the progress. It's slow, but as long as there's progress, you're on the right track. So that's why I didn't stop. I continued because I knew it, right? I'm like, if I continue, I am going to keep getting better and better. And after that second year, when I made that first $35,000, I knew I'm on the right track, right? Now there's no going back. Now you got to go all in. You got to move forward. You got to keep going, and ultimately, you know, I just kept getting better at it. So
how big of a challenge was it for you to stay doing what you're doing consistently in a long period of time? You know, because I feel like you have the bodybuilding discipline behind you, right? I think that's the golden rule to any success, you know, when it comes down to 100%. The bodybuilding discipline. But how did you keep yourself focused on one thing when there were so many other opportunities around you and you had $250,000 cash sitting in your bank account? They're like, I could do this, I could do that. Yeah. Right? How did you?
So I knew everything else I invest in, right, is not going to give me as great a return as trading was at that time. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the return on, for example, rental property is long term. The cash flow is nothing. Yes. You know what I mean? You get a rental property depending on what market you're in. Maybe it's giving you $500, $600 cash flow a month, right? So that's not enough to stop day trading, right? That revenue is long term. Yes, it's the equity in the house that matters long term. Or you invest in the business, for example. Even this gym, right? The numbers are phenomenal. We're profitable. Most people would be happy with what this is, right? But I got to compare it to where I make my bread and butter, right? And that's still trading. Trading is still going to give me the most bang and the biggest return dollar for dollar, right? So the motivation is financial. Is it boring? Absolutely. Do I enjoy doing it? No, I don't. That's the truth of it. I enjoy being here at the gym because it's my passion. I love doing this, right? But there's nothing sexy about trading, right? It's just the money that's sexy because you get to do other things with it. You get to invest it into the gym, for example, where I am happy. But, and this is really important too for the viewers. I feel like kids these days, your generation, because I'm 20 years older than you guys, right, give or take, they're always looking for fun in making money, right? So it's got to be appealing to them. And it's got to be fast. That's the biggest thing. They want fast money. And this is very, very important because I know a lot of people, I got family members that are always trying to make fast money and they're consistently broke. They'll make a good chunk of money, right, really quickly, but they can't replicate that. And that money fizzles away and they're right back to square one again. That's the difference between this generation and our generation, right? Being persistent and being patient, you're almost guaranteed to become successful. But wanting something tomorrow, it's guaranteed failure. It's not going to happen. There's so many people here at the gym that come up to me and they ask me, hey, Mike, just silly questions, right? Stupid questions. If you have to do it all over again and you had zero money and you want to make $1 million in 12 months, next 12 months, what would you do? And I look at them and I'm honest. I say, one, it's impossible. And two, you don't have the looks to get on OnlyFans. So, you know what I mean? So it's a lost cause because it goes back to what I said. Yeah. You have to look to see what you have and what you can do with that, right?